What is up, guys? It's your boy Milad coming to you on another day with another movie review. Today we're going to talk about the movie Ready or Not. And wait till I tell you guys about this movie. If you guys have seen a movie like The Purge or Don't Breathe or anything along those lines, then you're probably going to enjoy this movie because I had a lot of fun going in and watching this movie. Okay, so a little bit of a background on the movie. The movie's about a couple that gets married. The girl comes from a foster care background and she marries into a very wealthy family. Now this family has a very weird rule where anyone who enters into the family has to play a game. And this game is decided by this little box they have, and the box decides what game they have to play. Now, the girl ends up getting the game hide and seek, which everyone freaks out about because, well, not everyone, just necessarily her husband. The rest of the family was kind of cold and just did not care much. So they didn't say much, but the husband was freaked out on how she pulled that card because he was praying she would not, because in this set of cards there is only one bad card, and that one bad card is hide and seek, because that means that the family has to sacrifice whoever it is that's playing hide and seek with them. Now, the girl did not know that until she saw someone die in front of her eyes, and that's how it all kind of began. And they killed all the maids pretty much, and it's a bunch of horror kind of thriller type of scenes. That's why I say it's kind of like the movie Don't Breathe, because if you guys haven't seen that movie, it's pretty much about an old man who can't see, so he has to hear people. So he's kind of searching for people who are intruding into his house, but he can't see them, so he's always hearing. So these people are kind of hiding themselves and like protecting their breath so that the guy doesn't hear them breathing. And then it's kind of like The Purge, because it's a very wealthy family trying to, like, increase their wealth, trying to thrive during a time of uncertainty. So that's how that was related to this movie. Now, there's not really too much to say about this movie. It was an hour and a half long, so it was pretty quick, but everyone on the theater was kind of on the edge of their seats trying to figure out what was going to happen next. And that's what I liked about this movie, is it had a lot of twists and turns into it. Not really like in terms of like, oh, that's a huge twist, like, oh my god, but like, it really kept you guessing on what was about to happen next, and it wasn't really predictable on where this movie was heading, and you kind of enjoyed every part of it. It wasn't one of those types of movies where I would sit there and wonder why am I watching this, or like this part's boring, or kind of just dozing off and thinking about random thoughts. I was genuinely engaged into the movie throughout the whole lifespan of the movie, and that's how you know it's a good movie, in my opinion. I usually watch movies and I'm like, did it keep me engaged the whole way through? Like, there's a lot of movies where I kind of zone out. Like when I watched the Fast and the Furious movie, the Hobbs and Shaw movie, I was zoning out quite a bit during that movie. But for this movie, I was locked in, and I think that kind of goes character with like how it was an hour and a half long movie, and I think that was the perfect length for this movie. The one gripe I have with it is I wish I got a little bit more background on the family. The family, they didn't really talk too much about, they didn't really say much about, but they seemed like a pretty messed up family in terms of their background and their history and everything. They give you little bits and pieces, but I wish we knew more about how this movie was, or like how this family was. And the other thing too is that had me wondering throughout the movie was if there would have been any supernatural aspect of it, because throughout the movie it does sound like pretty straightforward, like actual real stuff. Like there's no ghosts, there's no like supernatural things happening in the movie. And then you get towards the end and you start to realize, wow, there's actually a supernatural aspect to it. But that supernatural aspect doesn't really drive the movie, because it's not really a ghost coming out randomly in the movie and trying to solve things. It's pretty, like human. It's pretty non-supernatural throughout the movie, even though it kind of rides on a supernatural kind of topic in terms of like making a deal with the devil and like trying to live up to that deal and believing in all of that and the black magic and everything behind this. So that's pretty much my review of the movie. I didn't really say too much about what happens in the movie because I didn't really want to spoil it with you guys. I know I'm not doing that great of a job on like making it clear whether I'm a spoil a movie or not. Some movies, like, you need to spoil and you need to talk about more. Some other movies, don't really need to do that. So I kind of just tried to give you guys a little bits and pieces where it won't really give away the whole main plot of the movie and kind of takes away from your reason to go watch it. I would go watch this movie. It was enjoyable and it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch, especially with friends, because it's something good to talk about afterwards. So in my rating system, I would give it an 8.3 out of 10. The reason I'm not giving it a 10 is because it didn't really stick to me. It was amazing and it was fun to watch in the moment, but afterwards you kind of move on from it like a day or two after. But even though it hasn't been 2 days since I've seen it, I saw it yesterday, but I've kind of moved on from the movie and ready to watch other movies. It doesn't leave a lasting impact on you. Otherwise, I would have given it a higher rating. And then the other thing is, I wish there was more background information on the family and like maybe even the girl, like knowing her background and stuff like that. All we really know is that she grew up in foster care. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for coming in for another movie review. I also uploaded or started my sports podcast channel, so be sure to go check that out. I'll be putting the link in the description. And also, you know, my vlog channel. If most of you guys probably came from that. If not, then I'll probably put the link for that down below as well. But nonetheless, thank you guys for coming through. And yeah, so I'll catch you guys later. Peace.